Well, hello everybody, hope you are having a great week. It's time for another one of what I've been up to over this last week, so let's get started. My name's Richard and I am on a mission to grow as much food as I possibly can. On my allotment at Modern Victory Garden we have plenty of land in which to achieve this, and this is my video diary. Well now Roxy, I need to sow some onions. Now, there's no doubt you just heard me say to Roxy, today I'm on the allotment and I'm sowing my autumn sown onions. The varieties I've chosen this year, I've not gone too mad. I've gone for electric, which is a good red variety. My wife always seems to prefer red onions for some reason. And then we've got radar. So yeah, we're going to get these into the ground and these will grow over the winter. It's something I tend to do every year, but the reason I've not gone so mad and growing lots and lots of different varieties like I usually do is this in 2021, this last year, for the first time ever I had success at growing onions from seeds sown on Christmas Day and from sets that were spring planted. Roxy's discovered a bag of treats I keep in my pocket for her. Let me just give her a little treat. But yes, well, I discovered actually what I've been doing wrong all these years when I've been trying to grow. Roxy, here you go. When I've been trying to grow autumn sown or spring sown onions, sorry. And my mistake was I was treating them a bit like autumn sown, in that autumn sown tend to stop growing once they reach the longest day of the year, June the 21st. Well, the spring sown ones, no, they continue to grow, they die back, but that's when they really start bulbing up. So in the past I've been removing all my onions far too early, which has been don't need that one. Been a real big learning curve for me this year, and something that I'm taking forward into 2022 and onto the future. Partly because they do store better, the spring sown ones, than these autumn ones, and that's something definitely I found out quite well. I've always known about, but I've definitely again discovered out in 2021. Now, why am I bothering with autumn sown one if the spring sown ones are so much better? Well, the thing is, what I find with autumn sown ones is that you can actually start harvesting them sort of January, February time. They're not fully grown by a long shot, and you often have to harvest a couple of the small onions to make it useful. But at the end of the day, if I can start harvesting them a little bit earlier and keep harvesting them as we go on throughout the year, and by the time I start to use my main crops, you know, I've got my onions lasting all year round without having to buy any in. So that is the main reason now why I grow autumn sown onions. I also find it's quite good to see these growing on the plot over the winter. Adds a bit of something to do over the winter months. Anyway, I'm going to get on and get these sown, so that's what I'm up to today. I'm down here on the allotment with Roxy. Well, today's focus has been on this tree stump. You may recall a few weeks ago I said I had a willow tree here that I took down, and I've left this bit of tree stump here purely because I couldn't quite get a chainsaw to cut through it easily. Not overly worried, because the whole idea, and this is my method for removing tree stumps that I've developed in the past, and it's been very successful, and it's a bit unorthodox. So it's quite a bit left, as you can see, and things are starting to grow back. So what we're going to do, quite simply, is put a compost bin over it, like so. Make sure it's covered all the way around, of course. And what I will then start doing is, in here, just start throwing all my compostable waste materials so that it rots down, and what that will end up doing is rotting away at the tree stump. Now this might seem a bit unorthodox, but I've done it before. I've used it on several different trees just to get rid of that bottom tree stump, and it works. Now this compost bin earlier was full of compost, but I've emptied it and I've used it to mulch my raspberry and in my greenhouse, so nothing gets wasted in this house. That's something I quite often say. But this is just, like I say, this is a method that I've discovered, and it works great for me because it just rots away at that tree stump. It might take a year or two, but it will do it. Right, well today I'm in the greenhouse. Now yesterday I mulched this bed over with some of our fresh compost, and what I also did yesterday that I didn't mention was that I sowed outside some lamb's lettuce, but I also want to sow some in here, so just as a comparison to see how the two get on in comparison. So what I'm going to do is just make a little drill like so, and sprinkle some seeds into that, and we'll cover it over and see how that gets on. So that should hopefully do quite well and provide us with some nice tasty lamb's lettuce, a crop I quite like. Well, that's what I've been up to over this last week, getting into this autumn months when there's a little bit less to do, but hopefully over the coming weeks, well, who knows, it's all about, I feel at the moment, it's all about getting ready for spring. Don't forget to let me know what you've been up to over this last week in the comments down below. It'd be great to hear from you. That's it for this week. Until next time, please take care.